It has now developed to where DIY people can build software and hardware masterpieces for the cost of parts. This is my fourth model, and in my opinion, this is the best hub motor e-bike money can buy. Base price of this model is 3,600, and I paid a little bit extra now and then when I felt like it's worth it. So like for example, I have 4-piston Shimano brakes that I would recommend, and you can spend a little bit extra and for example buy 2 disc brakes at the front that I would probably do next time. I also paid for this Schlumpf. Look at that, it has a little button. So you have 2 gears. One gear is when your battery is flat, so you can actually pedal and carry the entire weight of the bike. The other one is super fast, so that allows me to pedal up to 80 kilometers an hour. So look at this, now I have the low speed, so I can pedal the entire bike. And then when I change the gear, bang! Now I have this super high gear. Here's the screen that shows me battery indicator and shows me watts, shows me overall voltage and shows me current. So when I discharge or charge, I always see what is happening. Then I have this waterproof cap that covers USBs, and this is car cigarette socket for any really accessories. So I can be showing the internal battery display back as a power bank for phone, for charging the drone, or even when I have a crisis I can be soldering something on a bike. Then on this side I have waterproof charging port. On the other side I have ignition key, and there's a little lit switch that turns on all the accessories. So when I turn that on, my tail light turns on, this light turns on, and then I can be controlling my angel lights turning on and lights itself. So this has 3 modes, different intensity. Then I have my region here. As far as I go, that's how hard it brakes. I have a standard USB lighting connector, and then my phone works as the main screen. Now I have connected BMS, so that shows me temperature inside of a battery, inside of the frame and inside of the BMS itself. Then I can switch different app for speed. I can have a different app for setting up my controller, so I can be adjusting intensity of braking, curve of my throttle, slowly accelerate. I can set up my power modes, absolutely everything. So these are my 3 power modes, and this doesn't do pedal assist. This is just a standard throttle like on a motorcycle. And this is cool, this is my bell. And also when I go, for example, to the bank or when I go shopping, I can just leave the bike outside, take this with me.
And now it's alarm protected.
It's all nice, but what everybody is curious about, how it actually rides. So let's look.
So let's take a look at a little speed test. So this is a different concept of pedaling, because you don't really pedal to push the bike forward. By adding throttle and speeding up, I'm just changing intensity. This is not really like on a bike, it's more like a workout that you just pedal as much as you want to be using your muscles.
Getting to this stage consumed 2 years of my life, and I spent a lot of money on my previous 3 models. They were too big or too heavy, or they were overheating, or they were just super expensive. I've always been a big believer in shared information, and I put together all my experience that I learned on my previous 3 bikes. I created 3 hours long video guide where I'm covering this entire build from scratch. That means prepping parts, putting all the pieces together, making all the wires, making a battery, explaining all my mistakes, explaining things you should avoid. And I go through software setting, I go through test riding and first charging, same like maintenance. I put a lot of work in this, and I'm really proud. So with a combination of my parts list, every single part you see on this bike, you order straight from suppliers, they come to your address, and then based on my video guide, you can assemble exact same machine. If you're not confident enough to build one of these, and you want to pay extra money to have finished product with 2 years warranty, lucky for you if you live in Europe, because I have a friend of mine that has established company that can eventually build you something very similar.